Yo guys, and as you can tell by the thumbnail and by the title of this video, I am going to be doing my crown jewel predictions for this upcoming Saturday's PLE, of course, being crown jewel. I'm excited for this PLE. Not like as excited now, but once Saturday comes, I'll be very, very excited. I'm more looking forward to Friday Night SmackDown first, because Friday Night SmackDown this week looks really, really, really good, and hopefully it's a good go home show. I did do obviously a Raw review on the go home show for Raw for Clash in Paris then for Crown Jewel. I will leave that in the link down below so you can go and check that out. I felt that Raw was for the matches that we're getting at Crown Jewel. I felt that the matches were done very well on the go home show for Raw. In my opinion, I felt near enough 3 out of the 5 matches that we're getting, I've had a very, very good storyline build up to the match. So I'm quite happy with how Raw turned out a couple of nights ago. So hopefully SmackDown is the same. But yeah, are you guys looking forward to Crown Jewel? Let me know in the comment section down below what match you're most looking forward to. Yeah, I'd say actually no, I leave my match that I'm most looking forward to at the end of this video. I'm about to say what match I'm most looking forward to, but I will leave that until the end of this video because I always do it at the end. My mum's been watching wrestling for quite some time now, 6, 7 months, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit longer, around that anyway. So she also does her predictions on match order and winners. So I'll quickly let you guys know her match order. I'm not going to say her winners because her winners are the exact same as mine. So it just completely like gives away my winners on all the matches if I say my mum's. So I'm just not going to say the winners, but as I'm speaking about my match order and the winners that I think are going to win those matches, just know that my mum predicted the same people to win. So I'm not going to say her winners, but I am going to say the match order that she thinks is going to happen in. Hopefully, we don't get another match added. There is the possibility on Friday Night SmackDown that we get another match added and we get 6 matches at Crown Jewel, but kind of hoping we don't, but we do because it's a bit of like a not a win-win situation for me. It's a win situation because we get more matches on a PLE, which is what everybody wants. And then it's not a win for me because my prediction video that you're currently watching right now is not quite correct because I've not included the match that potentially gets added on Friday Night SmackDown. But then it's not my fault. But I don't know, it just kind of ruins this whole Crown Jewel prediction video because I've not actually included one of the matches for Crown Jewel. But if we were to get another match added on the Friday Night SmackDown this Friday, then I'll just do my prediction in that review for SmackDown. So yeah, anyways, my mum's prediction order is that she believes that AJ Styles versus John Cena will kick off the show. And then she thinks that the second match will be Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors. She then thinks the third match will be for the women's side of things when it comes to Crown Jewel, between Stephanie Booker and Tiffany Stratton. Always butcher her last name, and everybody does. Unless you're Spanish, then you don't tend to butcher her name. And then the co-main event, she thinks it will be Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes. And then the main event, she thinks it will be the Australian street fight or / Aussie street fight between Bronson Reed and Roman Reigns. So that is my mum's prediction order. Like I said, I'm not going to say her winners because they're the same as mine. So it would just give my winners away and it would just make this whole prediction video a little bit pointless because my winners have already been announced. Yeah. So my match 1 that I believe is going to kick off Crown Jewel, I have gone with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors. I think this is going to kick off the show because I feel like it's going to kind of give away my main event, but I feel like they're going to have an Australian wrestler kick off the show and then have an Australian wrestler end the show. So that's the reasoning for why I believe that this match should be number one. And I feel like it makes a hell of a lot of sense for it to be number one because it's Rhea Ripley and she's from Australia, and it will get the crowd like rowdy for the upcoming matches after hers because they've had just had an Australian like perform in front of them. So I feel like this match right here that you're seeing on your screen right now makes the most sense to kick off the show. I can also see my mom's pick on AJ Styles and John Cena. I can also see that kicking off the show, but I have gone with this. I actually did have a different order. I had this order first. I had Stephanie Vaquer versus Tiffany, AJ Styles versus John Cena, Seth versus Cody, Rhea slash Io in the co-main event against the Kabuki Warriors, and then Bronson and Roman. So I've kind of got two prediction orders because technically, in a way, they both count because the crown jewel hasn't actually happened yet. So kind of gone with like two different options, but this is my official options when it comes to my official prediction. Sorry, when it comes to the video side of things, but I have got another predictions on the other side of matches that I could like because I don't know. I'm a bit going back and forth with my other prediction order and then this prediction order that I've done, but I do believe that this match will kick it off. And I have the Kabuki Warriors winning. Um, oh no, this one's tricky because I feel like Rhea's possibly and Io are possibly going to win because Rhea's obviously Australian and it's in Australia, and they tend to like Rhea Ripley winning when she wrestles in Australia. I've noticed, but I just feel based on like storyline wise, the Kabuki Warriors need to win here, and I feel like it makes the most sense for them to win here because if they beat Rhea and Io, this feud can carry on. But I feel like if Rhea and Io beat the Kabuki Warriors, I feel like this feud's like done because they've come together and they've beat the Kabuki Warriors. So what's the point in carrying on this whole rivalry of Io feeling left out of her family because she wants to be friends with Rhea? I just felt like Rhea and Io winning storyline wise doesn't really make any sense. But the Kabuki Warriors beating Rhea and Io in Australia gives the Kabuki Warriors even more heel heat, and they can then carry on the rivalry because they will go on to bloat and um, celebrate that they beat that they beat Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, you know, like two of the top women in the women's division on the Raw side of things in WWE. So, and then I feel like Rhea and Io will be able to, you know, carry on the rivalry with Kabuki Warriors because they might try and like cheat to win or something. Yeah, I can see them like cheating to win in this match. Like I can't see it ending clean. I can end it. Well, I can see it ending in like some sort of like cheating way. Especially Asuka cheating to win. So my official prediction for Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors is that I think the Kabuki Warriors are going to win, and yeah, and as I've already said, my mom has chosen the exact same people as me. But she thinks during this match that, well, not during, but after this match, that Kairi Sane is going to turn on Asuka. But she's got the Kabuki Warriors winning, so I don't know how she's come to that conclusion. I don't know. I think she might have meant during the match. I think she said during the match actually. But then how does the Kabuki Warriors win if it happens during the match? So I'm not quite sure on her prediction here, but yeah, I think she might have said after. Yeah, after, because that does happen when tag teams win and they turn on each other. It happened in 2014 when the Shield beat I can never remember what match that they went in that they beat. It was Triple H, Randy Orton, and somebody else. Was it Batista? There's like a 6-man tag anyway, and or it was a tag team match. I can't remember the match that the Shield won when Seth turns on the Shield, because it was after a PLE. Is it WrestleMania? No, it wasn't Wrestle. I don't think it was WrestleMania. I have to go back and look because I can always remember, the only moment I have in my head from that whole scenario was Seth Rollins turning his back on Roman and Dean Ambrose. So I can't quite pinpoint the match that they had the night before. That caused the Shield to win, and then even though the Shield won, Seth still turned on the Shield. So, anyways, I'll put it in the description, or I'll put it across the screen what that match was, because it will annoy me that I've forgotten it or not put it in this video. But there is a possibility that Kairi turns on Asuka after they pick up a victory, because it does happen. Like I've just explained, Seth Rollins turned on the Shield and they won their match the previous night, so it is a possibility that does happen. I'm pretty sure it was Batista and Triple H and Randy Orton versus the Shield. Or it might have been Shane McMahon, actually. It might have been Shane McMahon, Triple H, and Randy Orton. It was either one of those two, anyway, versus the Shield. And the Shield won in, like, I think it was like a street fight type thing. Like a street fight, no disqualification. Because I remember them going into the audience and stuff during that match. So, because it's like Extreme Rules, I want to say. I have Extreme Rules in my head, but I'm not quite sure if it was Extreme Rules. But like I said, I'll include it in here when I've had a look and figured out what that match was. Anyways, so yeah, my official prediction for this match right here is that the Kabuki Warriors will beat Rhea Ripley and Io Sky in Rhea Ripley's home country of Australia. The second match I have happening on Crown Jewel is the match between Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. I just feel that the tag team match will be first, just to, like I've already said, to give some hype to the crowd for an Australian wrestling in the ring. But I don't feel that the tag team match is going to be like great. I feel like it'll be good. Hopefully, it'll be good. But I don't feel like it will be like a 5-star match. But I think this match right here has the potential to be a 5-star classic. And I feel like this being the second spot on the card is just perfect. Like perfect right here. So I have got this match happening second, and I've got this match is the hardest to choose from on winner wise. By a mile. Like this is the match I'm struggling the most on who I think is gonna win, because I have predictions for like both side of things. Like I have predictions on why I feel Seth Rollins is gonna win, and then I also have predictions on why I think Cody Rhodes is gonna win. So this one was really difficult, and it took me quite some time to come to a decision on who I think is going to win. But I did end up going with my GOAT and the GOAT of the whole WWE, and I did end up going with Seth freaking Rollins to pick up the victory against Cody Rhodes and finally beat Cody Rhodes. Because yes, the whole storyline going on with Seth at the moment, where he's in his own head and he's not focusing on anything else apart from winning this match at Crown Jewel against Cody Rhodes. And it's such an intriguing storyline, and it's probably one of the best character works that Seth Rollins has done in his career by a mile. So enjoyable to watch, and it's definitely, yeah, like I said, definitely been like some of his best work, this whole character that he's playing at the moment. And obviously, once he beats Cody Rhodes, that character will be done. So that I'm going to be a bit gutted about that this character that he's playing at the moment will be finished, because there'll be no reasoning for him to play the character that he's playing right now, because he's beaten Cody Rhodes. And I feel like Seth makes the most sense storyline wise to win. For one, he's never beaten Cody Rhodes. Well, he's probably no, he hasn't. No, he hasn't beaten Cody Rhodes. He's never beaten Cody Rhodes. And for two, the whole vision, I feel like, will be done, and the whole start of this whole vision after WrestleMania would be pointless. So this whole gimmick that we've got going on at the moment, with Seth being the leader of the vision and Heyman being the Oracle, and the Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed being brought to be, you know, the muscle in this group, and this whole storyline that we've had with Seth and the Vision and Heyman would have just been pointless over the last, what, like May, June, July, August, September, October, like last 5 months was just been a pointless storyline, and nothing really came from it. And what was the whole point in this whole vision in the first place if that's the angle they're going, if Seth was to lose this match against Cody Rhodes? So are they really going to just stop this whole vision thing like that quickly? I don't see that happening. So Seth has to win here, because Paul Heyman said that if Seth loses, he will lose trust in Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. Heyman will question why he didn't stay with Roman Reigns. Even though, what's the point in staying with Roman Reigns? He's never on the show, so that's a bit stupid. Yeah, he should have stayed with CM Punk. He probably should have said CM Punk instead of Roman Reigns. Because I feel like it makes more sense for him to say CM Punk's name instead of Roman Reigns, because he was originally with CM Punk going into WrestleMania 41, and then obviously turned his back on Punk. So he originally was with Punk anyway. He was kind of with Roman still, but he was more with Punk. So I don't know, that whole saying Roman was a little bit weird. But anyways, I don't know. I just feel like Seth makes the more sense here. Just storyline wise. Yeah, because obviously we've got this whole situation going on at Raw with them at the moment, with Jay and Roman and Jimmy and LA Knight and CM Punk, and Seth's got that to then slot himself back into after he beats Cody Rhodes. So there's storyline there ready for Seth Rollins. And I feel like the Vision as well are on their way to becoming like tag team champions like very soon. So there's that as well. But then I also have the side of Cody Rhodes winning, and actually, also I have Seth Rollins winning with the help of Randy Orton, but it's by accident. So Randy Orton accidentally cost Cody Rhodes this match right here, and it starts setting seeds into Cody's head that Randy Orton done that purpose because of what happened on last week's Friday Night SmackDown. So I also see that angle happening as well during this match, where Randy Orton costs Cody by accident, and then because he's already cost Cody the match, he then attacks Cody after the match, and that's the storyline we start going down, the Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes storyline that everybody's been wanting for ages. Everybody's been wanting a heel Randy Orton versus a babyface Cody Rhodes for so long now. So that's also another angle that I see happening during this match as well. But like I was saying, about to say, I also have Cody Rhodes winning this match because of the type of character that Seth Rollins is playing at the moment, and the whole like Heyman will slowly betray Seth Rollins and join Randy Orton, and instead of it being Seth Rollins, Bron Breakker, and Bronson Reed, it is Paul Heyman, Randy Orton, Bron Breakker, and Bronson Reed instead. So I also have Cody Rhodes winning this match, but my official prediction is Seth Rollins, but I can see Cody Rhodes winning as well, and then Seth just losing his goddamn mind and lashing out on Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, and then Bron Breakker and Bronson almost go head to head with Seth Rollins, but Paul Heyman has to get in the way, but then he also is annoyed at Seth Rollins for losing to Cody Rhodes again, so he's questioning the fact that he should have chose somebody else instead of going with Seth Rollins, because clearly he's not ready to lead the Vision. So there's that whole aspect of it as well, with Cody Rhodes winning, and then Paul Heyman siding with Randy Orton instead, and we get a heel turn like after the match. Like there's Randy Orton turning heel because it happened either way. Like if Seth Rollins wins, he could turn heel on Cody Rhodes. If Cody Rhodes wins, he could turn heel on Cody Rhodes, because Cody Rhodes could pick up the victory against Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw will have an absolute crash out, and Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed almost come to brawls with him, and Paul Heyman's like wondering what to do because he shouldn't have chosen Seth Rollins in the first place. And then also on that on Crown Jewel, we could have a heel turn by Randy Orton, and he brutally attacks Seth Rollins. He brutally attacks Cody Rhodes, and then Paul Heyman and Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed slowly betray Seth Rollins and join Randy Orton. Like, there's that as well, because Randy Orton was brave enough to turn his back on the QB1, you know? So there's so many ways that this match could go, and that's why this right here, I'm going to say it now, is the match I'm most looking forward to, because this could go any direction. Like, on Raw, after Raw, we could, like I said, get Seth Rollins crash out. Cody Rhodes, if he loses, we could get a Randy Orton crash out on Cody Rhodes and he attacks Cody Rhodes. If Cody Rhodes wins, we could still get that heel turn by Randy Orton, and then Paul Heyman and Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed slowly turn on Seth Rollins and join Randy Orton. Or they could join Cody Rhodes. Like, they could come to the decision that actually Cody Rhodes is the right person to lead the company, and they join Cody Rhodes and we get a heel turn by Cody Rhodes. Like, this storyline has been so good that it could go multiple different ways. But my official prediction is that Seth Rollins finally picks up the victory against Cody Rhodes. He goes on to have a rivalry with Jey Uso, Jimmy, Roman potentially, CM Punk and LA Knight. And Randy Orton comes out and accidentally helps Seth Rollins to win this match, then causing even more seeds into Cody Rhodes' head that Randy Orton done that on purpose and that he can't trust Randy Orton. And then for the next like few weeks after Survivor Series, I feel at some point after Survivor Series, Randy Orton will finally turn on Cody Rhodes, therefore setting up Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania 42, because Cody's constantly like wary of Randy Orton, and Randy Orton is trying to tell Cody that he didn't do that on purpose, but it just doesn't work. So Randy Orton gets in his own head and then ends up just crashing out on Cody Rhodes because Cody Rhodes doesn't believe him that he didn't do that on purpose by costing him the match against Seth Rollins at Crown Jewel. So that's the official way that I think everything's going to happen. I would be down for any ways that I've explained in this whole prediction, because like I'm so intrigued in this match, like so intrigued, and I can't wait to watch this match. Because there's just so many multiple ways that this could go, like so many. But yeah, once again, my official prediction for this match right here between Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes for the Crown Jewel Championship is Seth Rollins finally beats Cody Rhodes. And like I've already said, my mum also thinks Seth Rollins is going to win this match because we have the same winners. Match number 3 I have on the Crown Jewel card is AJ Styles versus John Cena. I feel like this match right here is perfect to be in the middle, because we have the crowd already rounded up and excited and hyped because Rhea Ripley, you know, a wrestler from Australia, has kicked off the show, and there will be, you know, chanting and excited because I know EO's got a lot of support as well in Australia. So I feel like this is the perfect way to open the show. I don't know why I'm pointing because AJ Styles and John Cena are on your screen right now, but I feel like Rhea and an Australian opening the show is the perfect way to start off an Australian PLE. And then obviously they're going to be a little bit disappointed because Asuka and Kairi beat the Australian in like Rhea Ripley in her home country, and also beat Io Sky. But then they'll have the pickup of Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes, hopefully being a 4-star/5-star classic, and hopefully we get some sort of like crazy situation happen in this match. So I don't know why I'm saying in this match, because it's not the match that's on the screen right now. In the match between Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes, so that will then pick up the crowd a bit more, and they will have a bit more energy again, because of what happened during the Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton match. And then this match right here that you're now that I'm pointing is the correct match. It would be perfect to be bang on in the middle, because I don't think this match is going to be a 5-star classic. But I do think they're going to tell an absolute beautiful and fantastic story in the ring. I feel like we're going to get some throwbacks of 2016 matches between these two. I feel like we're going to get some callbacks from other wrestlers that John Cena has been in the ring with that he's yet to pay tribute to. So I feel like this is going to be a very fun, emotional, fantastic storyline match, and not like a 4/5-star classic. I just feel like this is going to tell a story inside the match. So I feel like this is the perfect match to put number 3, so that the audience have just something just to sit back and enjoy and just be immersed in the storyline when it comes to this match right here. So that's why I've got this match at number 3. I've gone with John Cena, because AJ Styles has John Cena's number when it comes to matches between the both of them, but I feel John Cena makes the most sense here to win this match. AJ Styles has got a storyline going on with Dragon Lee and Penta and Rusev and Dominic Mysterio and the Judgment Day, so he will just slot back into that like this match never happened, sort of thing, because this is just a one-off match that AJ Styles is doing, and it's got nothing to do with what his storyline is at the moment when it comes to what he's doing on Raw. So this is just a one-off scenario for AJ Styles. So I feel like him losing here is not going to affect him when it comes to what he's doing on Raw, like not at all. So I feel like John Cena will get the victory here against AJ Styles, and we will then get a handshake after the match. I can't see there not being a handshake after this match, and I'm hoping that there is. But the question is actually first, my official prediction is John Cena, and my mum's also picked John Cena to win this match. But the question is, like I was about to say, do we get somebody returning to confront John Cena? Because John Cena is going to be on them Raws a few weeks later. Like, we've got no John Cena after Crown Jewel for about 3 weeks, I think. 3-4 weeks, I think. About 4 weeks, or just under 4 weeks. So does somebody come out to challenge John Cena, or does it just end in a handshake and that's it? I feel like it's just going to end in a handshake between AJ Styles and John Cena, and then the thank you Cena chants will echo around the Perth Australian arena, and then that'll be that. I don't see anyone returning to confront John Cena. I see I see someone coming out on that Raw that he's in. I think he's in Boston first, and then it's Washington, but I can't remember which way it's round. No, New York, and is it? No, Madison Square Garden. So yeah, New York. So I think Boston's first, and then New York, but it might be New York then Boston. I can't. Is it Washington or Boston? I can't remember which way round it is. I think was it doing it Washington or Boston? Now I'm lost. I know they're definitely doing one in New York, because I know one's happening at Madison Square Garden. I know that for a fact, and I think that's the November 11th one, and then the November 17th is Washington DC. I want to say, yeah, I think so. One of those 2 Raw shows, and then I feel like someone's going to confront John Cena. Hopefully we get an Intercontinental Championship match between Dominic Mysterio and John Cena on one of them shows. That's what I'm really, really hoping for. I'm hoping that on the November 11th show, John Cena has a promo in the ring, and then Dominic Mysterio interrupts him, and then Dominic being Dominic, we don't actually get that match on that night. We get it the following week. We get a match between John Cena and Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship the following week on Raw. That's what I can see happening. Like 100% see happening. So yeah, but I do think that after this match, we just get a handshake between 2 goats of the wrestling world, and that's how it will end. The co-main event I have happening is, I hate to say this because I do love Stephanie Vicker and Tiffany Stratton. Like, I do love both of them, and I really enjoy both of them in the ring and as character workers and as champions. But I do feel out of all the matches that are happening at Crown Jewel currently, unless we get another match added on Friday Night SmackDown, that this match right here is the match that I am least looking forward to. Because I just, like, booking wise, there hasn't been much like gone into this storyline and feud between these two for the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. So there's not as much hype for this match as there is for the other four matches that are happening on the Crown Jewel card. So as much as co-main event is a good spot to be in because you're the co-main event before the actual main event, WWE tends to put the match in the co-main event that sometimes doesn't have a lot of storyline. Obviously, it doesn't happen every single time because the co-main event for WrestlePalooza was AJ Lee and CM Punk versus Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins, and that was the match that probably 85% of wrestling fans were most looking forward to. So that being the co-main event for the first PLE on ESPN made sense, but sometimes WWE tends to put the match in the co-main event that hasn't had much storyline and much hype around it. And I feel like after the three matches that we've just gotten, so the John Cena and AJ Styles storyline in-ring match that we got, and then the hopefully 4-star/5-star classic match with Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes in the second match of the night, with the potential of Randy Orton heel turn or some sort of situation happening during that match, and then Rhea Ripley and Io versus Kabuki Warriors, an Australian, kicking off the show. Their matches being before this match right here makes a lot of sense to me for this match to be the co-main event because it's not got as much hype, and then the crowd will be quite. I'm hoping they're not, but I feel like they'll be quite. The energy will be a little bit low for this match because for one, it's had not a lot of storyline, and for two, the matches beforehand were hopefully really good in-ring matches. Even if the match number one, the Rhea and Io versus Kabuki Warriors, isn't like a 4-star/5-star classic, Rhea Ripley is from Australia. Obviously, Australian crowd love Rhea Ripley, obviously, and they also love Io Sky. So, I feel like for this match, unfortunately, the crowd's going to be not as loud and a little bit exhausted from the previous three matches. So I have got this match happening as the co-main event. Hopefully I'm wrong, and it's a really good match, and the crowd are very loud for this match and they get really behind it, hopefully. But if I had to predict the crowd for this match and all the other matches, this would be the match I'd say that they would be the most quiet for and not as much energy for. But like I said, I could be wrong. I have gone with Stephanie Vika picking up the victory in this match. So I have gone with both world champions to win both of the Crown Jewel matches. And obviously, like I've already explained, but my mum has gone with the same, with Stephanie picking up the victory here. I just feel like Stephanie makes more sense. I don't feel that Tiffany winning this match here is going to hurt her title reign because she has surpassed over 100 days as women's champion. And she's got a storyline sort of going on with Julia and Kiana James at the moment, which is very different to what she was originally doing with Nia Jax and Jade Cargill. So hopefully that's the feud that we get for Tiffany for her championship, and maybe they double crown one of them as double champion between Julia and Tiffany. Maybe that's the storyline we're going. So Tiffany losing here, I don't feel it's going to affect her as a champion. But I feel like if Stephanie loses here, it's going to affect her a little bit more than it would Tiffany as a champion, because she has only just won the World Heavyweight Championship. No, she hasn't. She's only just won the Women's World Championship. So I feel like Stephanie winning here makes more sense storyline-wise, and just who's recently been champion and who I think it will... What the hell? That's so loud, that aeroplane. Who I think it will affect more is Stephanie. So I feel like So yeah, I have gone with both world champions to win. Just storyline wise and what they've got going on for them after SmackDown. If they were to lose, so Cody Rhodes and Tiffany, they have something. When Seth also has something if he loses, but I feel like Seth makes more sense to win it. And I've already explained my um prediction on that and my opinion on that. But Stephanie hasn't got anything after this. Um, so I feel like her winning this match right here between Tiffany, people are going to be gunning for her even more because she won and she's being looked at as a not dominate champion, a what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, what is the word I'm looking for? Hang on, guys. I'm going to pause it and have a think. What the word I'm looking for, because the word I'm looking for when it comes to when someone's champion. What is that word? Hang on, guys. Let me have a think. A strong. I think it's strong champion, like a strong contender for her championship because she won this match against Tiffany. So people will be gunning for her a lot more because she's proven herself to be a strong champion. There we go. That's what I was looking for. There was like a word for it, but I couldn't quite pinpoint what that was. So yeah, I feel like Stephanie needs to win here. Like I said, Tiffany's got some storyline going on with Julia and Kiana James by the looks of things, which I'm hoping that's what they're going down, the route they're going down. But I don't know. But Stephanie hasn't really got anything, and she's only just won the Women's World Championship. So I feel like she needs to prove herself as a strong champion, and prove herself, prove the Raw locker room, and just prove the WWE Universe that she was worthy of beating. Sorry, pardon me, beating Io Sky at WrestlePalooza, because I feel like her losing to Tiffany here when she's only just won the Women's World Championship is just the wrong move, and she's going to be looked upon by the WWE Universe as a weak champion because she's literally just won that championship and she's lost already to Tiffany Stratton. So I feel like Stephanie needs to win here and makes the most sense to win. And then she'll be, like I said, be looked at as a strong champion and she'll have many people gunning for her championship, possibly an Asuka, because they beat Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, but Rhea and Io aren't done with Kabuki Warriors, so Asuka can't go after Stephanie yet. But then there's also the possibility of Rhea and Io wanting to go after Stephanie as well. But again, Kabuki Warriors aren't finished with them, even though they just beat them at Crown Jewel. So, and there's possibility of Nikki Bella. Eventually, Bailey, I feel, is a contender for this Women's World Championship. Lyra, eventually. Becky, eventually, when she loses to AJ Lee, Becky will probably go on to World Championships instead. And then AJ Lee will possibly have a rivalry with Bailey. I can see them going down that route. So yeah, Stephanie needs to win here, and my official prediction for this Crown Jewel Women's Championship is that Stephanie Vika beats Tiffany Stratton. What the hell? Beats Tiffany Stratton and becomes the Women's Crown Jewel Champion. And like I've already said, my mum has predicted the same. And if you know what match I'm missing, and yeah, you will know that the match I believe is going to be the main event and has been rumoured to be the main event of Crown Jewel, and that is the match between Bronson Reed and Roman Reigns in an Australian street fight. Like I said earlier, I have an Australian opening the show but losing, and then I have an Australian closing the show and winning. My pick for Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns here is Bronson Reed picks up the victory over Roman Reigns in his home country of Australia, because I feel like he's going to be booed, because I feel like the Australian crowd are going to be more on the side of Roman Reigns, but I do feel like there's going to be slight percentage of the people in that crowd that are rooting for their Australian guy in Bronson Reed. So I feel like a heel Australian winning in Australia instead of a babyface winning in Australia and Rhea Ripley makes more sense to me. So I feel like the heel winning in Australia in Bronson Reed and beating Roman Reigns It's a possibility that he gets cheered, but I don't think he will. I feel like he will be booed because I feel like I said, the Australian crowd, even though Bronson Reed's Australian, I feel like they'll be more behind Roman Reigns, and they'll be gutted that Roman Reigns has lost in Australia and Bronson Reed has beaten Roman Reigns. Hopefully, it's a four/5 star classic match. I'm really hoping so. Like really hoping so. Because I personally feel that Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes should be the main event, just based on storyline wise. But I can understand why this is the main event, based on my prediction on an Australian opening the show and an Australian closing the show. One of the Australians babyface is losing, but the Australian heel wins. And also, it's an Australian street fight, and it's in Australia, so it makes sense for this to be the main event. So I'm not going to be gutted if this is the main event, if it is. And the rumors are true that this is main event in Crown Jewel. And I just feel like Bronson needs the victory here, because this is the second time that he's going in a one-on-one match with Roman Reigns. The Australian street fight is his playground. It's the match that got him noticed by WWE. For 3, he's Australian. For 4, he's a heel. So a heel winning in Australia. It's going to be interesting to see where the crowd goes. With an Australian winning, but him being a heel and beating a big, massive babyface and lovable character in Roman Reigns. And I just feel for the vision side of things that Bronson and Bron Breakker, like, constantly losing single matches or tag team matches is starting to make them look weak. And I feel like if Bronson loses to Roman Reigns again in Australia in an Australian street fight, I just feel like that's just the wrong decision and just a stupid decision. Because for one, Roman's barely on Raw, so he doesn't need the victory here. For 2, the vision is just going to look even more weaker if Bronson loses, even if Seth Rollins wins. Like, Bronson loses here in his playground of an Australian street fight, and he loses to Roman Reigns again. What is the point in them doing this match? Because I feel like if Bronson Reed wins against Roman Reigns, it's now 1-1 between Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed. There is the opportunity to do one more match between these two. So, like in a trilogy type of thing. So I feel like just Bronson needs the victory here, and I'm hoping that WWE come to the right decision here and give Bronson Reed the victory, because Roman doesn't need it. Bronson needs it for the sake of the vision. For the sake of the vision, he can't be beaten by Roman Reigns again. So I'm hoping that the decision is correct and my prediction is correct, that Bronson Reed stands tall over Roman Reigns, and he wins in his home country of Australia, and we have a heel Australian closing the show in Australia. And I just feel like that's the perfect way to end it. And because it's an Australian street fight, there is the possibility of Bron Breakker getting involved, Seth Rollins getting involved if Seth Rollins was to win his match against Cody Rhodes. And there also is the possibility of Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and there is the possibility of CM Punk getting involved, because he is flying to Australia. So there is a possibility of multiple people getting involved in this match to help Roman Reigns and to help Bronson Reed, because we have to remember that after Crown Jewel, we have Saturday Night's main event, but I don't really count. But the next big PLE is Survivor Series, which is happening, I want to say 5 weeks, this Saturday, 5 weeks, maybe 6 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks anyway. And I feel like we're going to get some people getting involved in this match right here in the main event to then set up the potential War Games matches that will happen on the men's side of things. So there's that possibility there, because if Seth Rollins gets involved and Bron Breakker gets involved, there's Seth, Bronson and Bron Breakker on one side when it comes to the War Games. And then if Jey, Jimmy and Punk get involved, and obviously Roman's already in the ring, there's 4 people right there that could potentially be on Roman's side of things when it comes to War Games. And then there's one more person to be part of Roman's team, maybe John Cena, and then Brock Lesnar on the other, and Drew McIntyre potentially on the other side. I don't know about Steph's side yet. But definitely potentially Brock, but again, Brock is quite 50-50 decision as well. So I don't know, but there could be people getting, quite a few people getting involved in this match right here to then set up War Games 6/5 weeks time at the end of November. But there is also a possible rumor and possible way that this match ends with Bronson Reed winning, but a Jey Uso heel turn. Jey Uso turns his back on Roman Reigns because of what Roman said to him on Monday Night Raw, that it causes Jey Uso to turn heel quite quickly than I was expecting him to turn heel, and he cost Roman Reigns the match. But I don't see that happening so soon, so I don't think that's how it's going to go down. I actually think it's going to go down with Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins getting himself involved if Seth was to win his match against Cody Rhodes, and then I also see the Usos getting involved. Maybe not CM Punk, but definitely the Usos getting involved in this match right here. And but even though the Usos got involved, Bronson Reed does end up picking up the victory against Roman Reigns. So yeah, my official prediction for this match right here, and I do feel that it will be the main event of Crown Jewel. And my official prediction is that Bronson Reed picks up the victory against Roman Reigns in an Australian street fight, and at the end of the night, the whole vision for Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed stand tall over Roman Reigns and the Usos. So that is the way I see the whole show ending. And yeah, guys, so that is my official predictions for the Crown Jewel PLE this Saturday in Perth, Australia. Again, it starts at 1 p.m. UK, Northern Ireland and Ireland time on Netflix. And yeah, the match I'm most looking forward to, I've already said it, but I'm going to put it on the screen right now, and that is, of course, the match between Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. By far has been the best storyline when it comes to all 5 matches that are happening at Crown Jewel. Like I said, we might get another match added on the Friday Night SmackDown, but I don't see that. I see this being the 5 matches that I've spoken about. But yeah, this match right here is definitely the match I'm most looking forward to because it's had the best storyline, and I just feel the story going into this match right here that you're seeing on the screen is just going to be absolutely incredible, hopefully. And the match itself has the potential to be a 4/5 star classic. And there's so many possibilities that this match could go. And it's so intriguing, interesting, and definitely got my attention fully on this match, and definitely the one I'm most looking forward to. So yeah, guys, like I said, let me know in the comment section down below what match out of the 5 matches I've just spoken about that you are most looking forward to. You can also let me know your predictions on what you think is going to happen and who you believe are going to win all said 5 matches. And do you agree with the match order? Or do you prefer my mum's match order? Or do you prefer my previous order that I spoke about? And do you agree with the winners on who I believe are going to win all 5 matches? So yeah, guys, I won't be doing any reaction videos for Crown Jewel. I don't tend to do reaction videos anymore because I feel, because there's a camera pointing at me, I don't feel I enjoy it as much. So I won't be filming any reaction videos. I will be doing a review on the SmackDown before Crown Jewel, and I also will be doing a Crown Jewel review. And I also will be doing a Raw after Crown Jewel review and a SmackDown after Crown Jewel review. At some point, possibly this week, but maybe next week, I'm going to be uploading and filming and uploading my last part of Wrestlers I've Seen Live video. And yeah, there's a potential video coming out as well of my top 10 goats in WWE, but I think I'm just gonna not film that. I don't know. I'm back and forth about filming that one because it's kind of just similar to what I said in my previous one, but the the position on some of the people have changed, but I might just add that in another video that I do, maybe on the last part of Wrestlers I've Seen Live video. I add that in as just an extra little clip or something, I don't know. But anyways, guys, if you have enjoyed this Crown Jewel prediction video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe if you are new. And I will see you guys in my next video, which will be the SmackDown before Crown Jewel review. And this has been Charlie, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.